Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be making some chicken marsala. There's just a few simple ingredients to make this dish. We're going to start by 4 tablespoons of flour, 1 cup of marsala wine, some salt and pepper for seasoning, an additional tablespoon of flour, 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. You're going to need some oil, a 10-ounce package of mushrooms, 1½ cups of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of butter, and you're going to need about 8 to 10 cutlets, thinly sliced. I recommend using a few cutting boards to avoid any kind of cross-contamination. We're going to start by seasoning the flour with just a little bit of pepper and just a little bit of salt, and that is to taste. Once you've done that, you stir this together, okay? And you're going to, of course, wash your hands first. Once you've done that, you grab your chicken and you dredge it in the flour, which means you're lightly tapping it from both sides. Then I like to work closely to the sink because you want to lay it on one hand and you want to pat the excess flour out. Just a little tip, it's important for your chicken not to be really cold, because then when you're sauteing the chicken, the flour starts to clump up. Okay, so now that my pan is heated, I'm going to cover my pan with some oil. Once your pan is heated, you can start putting your chicken in. Make sure that you don't put them too close together. Once you start to see that the edges start to turn white, that's when it's okay to turn them. If you turn them ahead of time, your chicken will stick to the pan. Okay, once you don't see any more pink on the chicken, you can go ahead and set them aside. Okay, once you put your second batch of chicken, you can go ahead and start chopping your parsley. What I do is I bunch it all together and you just slide your knife back and forth like this. I can already see the chicken is starting to smell good. That means it's time to go ahead and turn it over. I have here 10 ounces of mushrooms, and what's important is you don't soak them in water to clean them. What you do is you take a damp rag and you just kind of wipe them down. Make sure that there isn't any dirt. So you're going to go ahead and start slicing your mushrooms. So you have all your chicken set aside. Now your mushrooms are sliced. We can go ahead and start sauteing them. The reason why I told you not to submerge them in water is because they will not saute properly. They're going to be soggy. Find that your pan is a little dry, you can go ahead and add just a little bit more oil. Once your mushrooms are sauteed, you want to go ahead and push them off to the side of the pan like this, and you want to make a roux. A roux is the base for a sauce. So you're going to add your butter, and you're going to add your flour, and you're going to go ahead and whisk this together, and you're going to cook it for maybe about a minute or so. This way you don't taste the flour. And when it starts to bubble up like this, that's when you go ahead and you add your marsala wine. and you deglaze your pan by just taking your spoon and you walk it around your pan. Pick up all those bits and pieces. You go ahead and you add your chicken broth. We're going to add our garlic powder, our pepper, and our salt. Now you take your chicken and you go ahead and place it back into your pan. You have to go ahead and reduce the heat a little bit, maybe to a low medium, and you want to go ahead and cover it. The last ingredient that we have here is the parsley, but if you add it too early, it loses its flavors and its brightness, so you want to make sure that you add it at the end. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of aluminum foil and I'm lightly covering this so that the steam stays in and the chicken will continue to cook for another 10-15 minutes. So they're all done now, so you want to go ahead and transfer them to your platter. And at this point is when I like to sprinkle on my parsley. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and I hope you enjoyed my chicken marsala.